Well, I've established that Tor, and I have been told it's pronounced Tor, not Tours, is quite far from Hamilton. There's toll roads as well. Even if we manage to get a good ferry or tunnel through, I guess. Oh, it's a tunnel. There we go. It's a 13-hour drive. Commuting is not an option. But for everyone who doubted whether moving to Tor was going to be the right move for me or not, professionally within the game, I only have to show you where we're going to be living, and suddenly you realise that I was completely justified. Property in France seems to be considerably cheaper than property in the UK. I'm going to be living in an 18-bedroom castle. Yes, castle. Let me draw your attention to the word castle there. I'm going to be living in a castle. I don't care how we do in the league. I don't care if we survive against relegation this year. I am going to be living in a French castle, and that is ridiculous and awesome and just brilliant. Hello and welcome to the new episode 1 of season 8 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're going to meet our new squad at Tours FC in France, and then play our first game, which happens to be in the French Cup, the ninth round of the French Cup. Don't worry, we only have to make it through to the 11th round of the French Cup. I guess this is what the FA Cup would be like if we didn't renumber it all once the qualifying rounds were finished. But round 9, it's our first game in it of the season as well. It seems ridiculous for it to be round 9 when a team enters a competition. If you are new to the channel or new to the series and you've been drawn in by that big number 1 on the thumbnail and the fact that we're doing a French club, don't worry, this is a perfectly good jumping on point for you. We've already managed 3 clubs up until this point. We started at Gainsborough Trinity, moved on to Southend United, and then just spent 18 months at Hamilton Academicals. You can feel free to go back and watch those videos. They're all part of the grand Non-League to Legend playlist on the channel. Or you'll be just as good starting off here. The one thing you need to bear in mind is that we are in January 2024. We're in the 8th season of this save. But it all starts again from here. We're at a new club. We're in the French top flight. Yes, we are bottom of that division. But we're bottom, level on points with Lens and Metz, who are the teams directly above us. Only 1 point behind Nancy. I'm going to need so much help with pronunciation on this one. Saint Etienne are just a little bit further ahead of us as well. It is not outside the realms of possibility that we get out of this situation that we're in, although they've been down there all season. If we have a look at the recent history of Tours, though, they made it back into Ligue 1 in 2017 and have been there ever since. Yes, always lower mid-table, but I don't see why this should be the season that we end up getting relegated. I haven't done any transfer business yet. I haven't done any backroom staff type business yet. We currently don't have a director of football. We don't have an assistant manager. We don't really have much in the way of scouts, and we don't have any money. So although we've got 2 weeks of transfer window left, I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done beyond bringing in a director of football. George Boyd doesn't want to come. I did try. And bringing in an assistant manager and some scouts, and then seeing what kind of players we can generate a shortlist for. It might be that we don't actually do much in the way of transfer business and we try and make do with what we've got, which probably isn't ideal, but we are really tight on time. 2 weeks. It's the problem with taking over a club midway through the season. A few of you did question that in the comments yesterday. My response to the questioning of that in the comments is it's the best time to change clubs. Because we get good clubs that we wouldn't be able to get in the summer. I don't think any top flight team in Europe would take me in the summer because they're in a difficult situation. We get a chance to come in, French First Division, take on a team who are established in that league and try and save them from relegation. If we pull it off, our stock continues to rise in the game. If we don't, we were supposed to get relegated anyway. I don't think the reputation takes too much of a hit. So I think we're kind of in a win-win situation. We'll either save the club and still be in this league next year and be able to build from there, or we'll get relegated and then either have a fun promotion party next year, or we'll get fired and go and pick up another club, probably in another first division somewhere else, because at least we've had the opportunity to now manage 2 different European top flights. Yes, they're not the big ones, but we're building up this little body of experience. The one thing we do need to be worried about is the fact that my adaptability is only 1. So the chances of me learning the language anytime soon are fairly slim, although I did just finish my Continental Pro licence just before I left Hamilton. But other than that, my stats are looking a little bit iffy. I only have scouting knowledge of England and Scotland, not much of Scotland. And adaptability is my lowest attribute. Still rock bottom on a 1. So it's going to be difficult. We're going to have a little look at the team. We're not going to go into this in massive detail. I'm not going to show you the whole squad. What I will do first of all, in fact, is show you the squad depth screen. Obviously, we're going to start things off using the 4-3-1-2 that we've used at both Southend and Hamilton. It's worked for us for the last couple of clubs. Let's not reinvent the wheel. What we see straight away looking at the squad depth screen is that we probably need an attacking midfielder of real quality to make this work. Yes, I've tried Jonathan Benteke. Yes, Southend still wants £6 million for him. And as you can see from our finances, we don't have £6 million to spend. We're already over the wage budget, albeit by about £4. And we've not got much in the way of transfer budget to spend. We're massively in debt. Financial situation wise, we're not really any better off than we were at Hamilton. The one thing going in my favour is I guess I'm coming into this club and it's not my fault that we're like this. So I might be able to rebuild some of the whole managing money reputation thing that I was good at that at Southend. Let's get back to being good at that. Central midfield, I think we've got some quality there, but probably not enough of it. So maybe 1 or 2 players in there. Probably need a backup striker coming in as well. And then at the back, we're probably set for centre backs. Could maybe do with another full back because I'm Kev. And then we need a backup goalkeeper as well. But how much of this is going to happen in this transfer window, I really don't know. We don't have any money to play with. Players have got to leave before they arrive. I've tried to do the obvious thing of identifying any wingers who are worth money who aren't going to get into my system. There aren't any. The only wingers are also 2 of the best strikers. So there's not really anyone for us to sell. I'm not really sure how we're going to do any transfer business. We'll see, I guess. So this is our team for today's game. In goal, we have Abdoulaye Diallo. He's a 31-year-old Senegal international. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Been at Tours for a long time now, 5 years. Previously played for Sevilla, Stade Rennais, and a few other clubs as well. I mean, he looks a decent enough goalkeeper, getting on a bit, but he's certainly not anyone. He's not at the top of my list of people I want to replace. At right back, it's Diawandou Diagne, another Senegalese international, albeit with far fewer caps at only 2 at age 29. 3.5-star current ability and potential ability. Another one who's been at Tours for quite a long time and has previously, I mean, he's been at Barcelona B anyway, but you know, that's still Barcelona. It's got Barcelona in the name. That's got to be good. Our left back is Florian Miguel, a 27-year-old Frenchman. Never played an international game. 3.5-star current and potential ability. Came through the Tour youth team. Has been here his entire career. Played over 250 games for the club and can also play at centre back. Christopher Julien, 30-year-old Frenchman. Again, no international experience. This is becoming a theme with the French players that we've got. 3.5-star current and potential ability. Been at Tours a long time. Spotting the pattern with these defence. We've got an established defence. Previously played for Toulouse, Freiburg and Auxerre. I can't pronounce European football clubs. And then our captain, Thibaut Zillard. Please help me in the comments with how to pronounce these names. He's not as good as the other defender. Also never played international football, but did come through our youth team and has played over 200 games for the club. Hence him being our club captain. In midfield then, this is our star man. Everyone wants him. Well, not everyone, but there's clubs who do want him. There were clubs who wanted him. Apparently there's now not, but he wants to leave. But he's our best player by any measure, really. 27-year-old central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder, defensive midfielder, 4-star current and potential ability. He's only been here a couple of years, signing from Montpellier, and was previously at Toulouse. He's good. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep him. He doesn't want to be here. He certainly doesn't want to be in a relegation battle. If we can keep him, he's going to be quite a player for us. Our advanced playmaker is Haris Belkebla, 29-year-old Algerian, not very good, looking to replace him ASAP. He's been with us for years, but he's rubbish, and I don't know how he's played that many games, but we've got to play him today because we haven't been able to sign a replacement yet. And then Christian Mologny on the other side, 22-year-old Argentinian, an actual player with potential, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's going to be any good. I'd like to think we can keep him. Came in on a free transfer from his Argentinian club, 4 or 5 years ago, and has played pretty much every game for us since. I think he's going to be a bit of a star for us. Can play at left back if needed, but obviously we've got Miguel back there, so probably don't need to move him back. Our attacking midfielder, Salvatore Cazilla, French, 22-year-old, not very good, rubbish. Another one on the need to replace as soon as possible list. He came for our youth team, but at age 22 has never played a game for us before. I said we probably needed to sign an attacking midfielder. There's your reason why. We're going to give a debut to this lad, because the one we would play, which is Pierre-Lise Melou, is injured for about the next 7 weeks or so. I mean, he's not great. It really is the position we need to strengthen if we're going to play this system. And then up front, we have Lamine Diop, 19-year-old Senegalese player, 6 youth caps and 8 youth goals, 3.5-star current ability, an actual 5-star potential player, age 19. He's only scored 4 goals for us in 13 games. He's only broke into the team this year. We need to turn him into a superstar. He's already got the number 10 shirt, so, he's basically well on his way. And then lastly, Goran Savic, 23-year-old Serbian. Another one who's, we're all right for the top 2 strikers anyway. We're all right for them. Maybe a couple of backups would be handy, but it's not a priority position. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Has scored goals for us in the past. Cost a lot of money as well when he came in 3 seasons ago. And that is our team. And the team we are playing is this lot, who I'd like to think we'd be able to beat him. And apparently I already don't like Laurent Blanc because I had a spat with him previously when he was manager of Swansea. So I'm up against an old enemy, according to the media. So fingers crossed we can get one over of him, knock them out of the cup, get a bit of confidence into our team, bring in a good director of football, bring in a good assistant manager, and start bringing in some players before the transfer window closes. All of that would be a nice combination of things to happen, really. We'll just quickly look at this screen because I know one of you will ask. The media think we're going to get relegated as well. So, if we do go down, the board have asked me to try and avoid it. The media are still expecting it to happen. I don't think it harms my reputation too much if we get relegated this season. Yes, I'm about to take charge of my first match. Yes, I'm super excited. Yes, we're changing tactic. I don't know who he is. I think he's one of the strikers. Who cares about weather? I live in a castle. Weather doesn't affect me. And yes, we're going to go and win a football match. That's the plan. So, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone because I don't have an assistant manager. And you all know how much I like to rely on having assistant managers to pick my substitutes for me, to do my team talks, to do my opposition instructions. I've got one of my coaches doing most of that today, but it's not like having a proper assistant manager doing it. So I don't think we're going to be in full flow until we can get the staff situation sorted. That's a higher priority for me than players. I'm trying to think long term. If we can survive this year, great. I'm not banking on doing it. What I do want is a good setup in place for next season, regardless of what league we're in. I want us to be in a position where we've got good backroom staff and the opportunity to build and make this club any good. Cross comes in, Diop is in, and we're 1-0 up. Lamine Diop, we identified him as our superstar for the future pre-match, and he's tucked away his first goal under my management, only his 5th goal for the club as well. And hopefully that's going to be the first of many, and he goes on a nice little scoring run, not running score. Or if he wants to do running scores, that's fine too. But hopefully, first of many. Saying, look, calm down. I'm only 19, but I am going to be good, so don't calm down too much because I'm a hero. Right, there you go. A odd coach doing the half-time team talks because at least I've got an excuse for not doing the team talks now. I don't speak a word of French to the point where I can't pronounce the names of most of my players, so no one surely expects me to do the team talks in those circumstances. Can they not see I'm not an adaptable man? It's quite clearly there on my manager profile. So finally have an excuse. Why is the camera cutting off the top of my head? I think the camera's moved. Does it usually does it look like you're looking down on me from above? I feel like the camera's too high. Just get up level with it and look down. Then I don't have it. I look bored if I do that. The game stopped being interesting for a few minutes. It's all got a little bit uneventful in this second half. Positively for us, we've had more possession, far more shots. Yes, half of them have been from long range, but we've still had 5 that aren't long range, which is more than Angers. I don't know, more than they've had in the entire game. So I think we're playing really well. Savic is going to come off, and we don't have another striker. Well, there's problem number one straight away. So we're not going to take him off at all. We're going to keep him on. What we'll actually do is take off the youngster who's making his debut, and Carlos Alberto can come on. He is a 19-year-old Brazilian. We've got a Brazilian with potential as well. So 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. He's not played very many games for us either, but hopefully, I mean, it's such a priority position for us to strengthen. We desperately need to bring in a proper attacking midfield player. We're going to take off the star man as well, and bring on Bamba Roy. In fact, you haven't met Bamba. Let's show you Bamba Roy. Bamba Roy is a 22-year-old Frenchman, 2-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, another product of the youth team. It looks like, just like at Hamilton where we've just left, there is something in the way of an established youth system here. I might actually pay attention to this one, so I don't keep having players appear out of the youth team, sold off to Man United or whoever else, and I don't really know they exist. Right, final substitution. We're going to take off Belkebla because we already said he was rubbish, so may as well take him off. We're going to bring on Brian Con. I mean, that's just a great name. 3.5-star current and potential ability at age 29. I mean, really, this is a player who should be in our starting 11. Why didn't I start him? There must be a reason he didn't start. I might just have not noticed him. How do you not notice a man called Brian Con? No, I think this might be why, because we just don't have anyone attacking. We'll do it like that and stick Maloney. I don't know. Roy, score. Roy does score. Well played, Bamba Roy. What a haircut he's got as well. That's terrifying. But we're 2-0 up. I tell you what, this is looking like a good start to what's going to be an incredible year and a half, maybe at tour, before we get picked up by a big club somewhere else. I mean, I'm feeling a European tour now. We've also got Italy, Germany, and Spain loaded. I think maybe the Netherlands as well. I can't remember who we've got loaded. But I'm not in any hurry to go back to England. For me, non-league to legend last year got a little bit dull when we went to Man City and started winning everything. I kind of want to avoid doing that. It was most fun when we were at Ipswich and we were trying to get there but weren't there yet, or when we were at Bolton trying to fight our way back up. But once you get to that big Premier League club with loads of money, it just gets a little bit... I obviously won't break my self-imposed realism mode, so if Arsenal come in for me tomorrow and offer to double my salary, yes, I go to Arsenal. But I'm not desperate to go there. I'm quite enjoying the little tour of Europe. I'm living in a castle, for goodness sake. And there you go. We've won our first football match at Tours. So that's the 9th round of the Coupe de France we are beaten. We're into the 10th round, and we might even just do a cup run and see how we get on. I don't know who's good in France. I don't know which games to show you next. I'll figure something out. I'll play a few, work out, certainly get some transfers done, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. If you've enjoyed that, and even if you haven't, it's the first part of a new chapter in Non-League to Legend this year, which means it's only right to pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and thank you very much for watching.